Tuesday. It's September 24th, 2K13. This is WGTV Today. I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kim Best. Good morning. Thank you for being with us.
We appreciate you being with us. And today, what another lovely day here is on the second day of the week. And of course, we're just a few days into the new fall season. And thank you for being with us.
Yes, that's exactly right. And on today's show, we have John Peacock coming to talk about the Veterans Memorial here in Goldsboro. We also have Sherry Archibald, the director of the Paramount Theatre, coming as her monthly updates about what's happening at our theater downtown Goldsboro.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Sherry always does a great job.
Yes, she does.
Always looking forward to John Peacock coming in and talking with us. We're going to be talking with John about the Friends of the Veterans Memorial. It's downtown Goldsboro at the corner of William and Walnut Street. That's a beautiful place. And recently there was a kind of a celebration, a salute to the veterans of the area. And we stopped over at the Veterans Memorial, and John's going to talk about that and explain to us what the Friends organization is.
They do a lot of good things for
that
veterans.
They certainly do. All right, the 24th of the month, and guess who's having a birthday today?
Who is it?
I don't know how to say that.
Make it up.
Okay, I'll make something up.
Yeah.
Jack Smith.
Well, that was difficult.
Okay. Joe Green, Mean Joe Green, having a birthday today. The dominant NFL defenseman from years ago who was called Mean Joe Green on the gridiron. He was also the subject of a Coca-Cola ad where I don't know if you remember this, he took a sip of Coke and took the jersey off and gave it to the kid.
Yeah.
You remember that?
I do.
All right, that was Mean Joe Green. He's 60.
Okay.
Boy, he was tough too. Boy, what a ball player. He's 66 years today.
That ad wasn't too long ago.
It wasn't that long ago, that's right. Paul Hamm is a gymnast. He's a Olympic athlete, three-time winning Olympic athlete. Won the majority of rounds at the 2004 Olympics. He's 30 years today. He's aged out of the Olympics, I guess. Sheila McRae having a birthday, the wife of Gordon and the mother of Meredith McRae. Sheila McRae is still with us. She is 88 years today. The lady who wrote and one of the stars of My Big Fat Greek Wedding, Nia Vardalos, is 50 today.
That's a good movie. You haven't seen it?
I didn't see it.
It's very good. I've seen it several times.
It's all Greek to me. Robert Irvine is 48 years, muscular and bespectacled host of the Food Network. Robert Irvine is having a birthday. He's 48. Ross Matthews frequently appeared as Ross the Intern on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. I don't know if you recall that or not, but he's 33 today. And Jerry...
He's a baby. He's just a baby.
Just a kid.
Just a baby.
Just a baby. 33 years today. Jerry Marsden...
do we know Jerry?
Yes, we do.
Oh, okay.
Jerry and the Pacemakers from years ago. I don't know if you know him or not, but anyway. Don't Let the Sun Catch You Crying, and other.
And all of those great songs.
All of those great songs from the 60s. Jerry Marsden turned 70 years today.
Wow.
Yeah, hard to believe.
Well, today, Wayne, we have a blood drive at the American Red Cross building. It's a community blood drive. That, of course, is at 600 North George Street. It starts at 1:30 this afternoon, and it'll be open through 6 o'clock p.m. So if you have not given blood and given the gift of life, today you have that opportunity right there at the Red Cross building on George Street.
That's right, and that's at 600 North George. When you give 1 unit of blood, it actually helps 3 people.
Yeah.
They can divide your unit of blood to help 3 different, separate people. So it's so important that you do indeed give the gift of life, give blood.
That's right.
All right. I have a bit of, yes.
I was going to tell you, this Thursday.
This Thursday.
Guess what starts?
Oh, I don't know.
Wayne Regional Agricultural Fair.
That's this week.
That's this week,
man.
this Thursday.
That's right.
That's
26th.
right. It starts this Thursday.
Oh, boy.
We'll talk more about it later.
Yes, we will, and try to let you know what's going on each night at the fairgrounds. A little trivia information for you here.
Yes.
Just not a question.
We've missed that.
Just not a question, but just trivial information. A survey says,
Yes.
Survey showed that 29%, almost 1 out of 3, adults say that they have either been splashed or scalded by hot drinks while dunking donuts. Biscuits, rather. Not donuts, but biscuits. Do you dunk your biscuits?
When I make my homemade biscuits all the time, is that what you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, right, because that
You're
happens.
Right. Yeah. Okay, just be careful. All right, ketchup is sold in the 1830s, was sold in the 1830s as medicine.
Really?
It can cure things, yeah. That's
What
how
did it cure?
I
Do we
don't
know?
Well, you know, ketchup had a lot of vinegar in it, and vinegar is really good for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is. It is really good for you. So they sold it as medicine. And later
interesting.
on, you know, somebody invented French fries, and they said, "Ah,
Just dip our French fries in
That's
medicine.
right. Make sure you don't dip it in your hot coffee, however. Dry swallowing 1 teaspoon of sugar can commonly cure hiccups.
Sugar?
Sugar. Take a teaspoon of sugar and just
Like a
dry.
spoonful
Yeah,
of sugar
spoon.
helps the medicine go down?
write that down. I love that. That could be a song. Hey.
Really?
Yeah. In Kentucky,
Yes.
it's illegal to carry
A what?
an ice cream cone in your back pocket. And I do that all the time.
As do I.
Glad I don't live in Kentucky.
Where does the trivia come from?
I have no idea. I just read it. Didn't you hear that?
Yes, I did.
I don't know where that comes from. Anyway.
Well, we want to remind you that next Saturday, the 28th, the Humane Society is having an event called Bark in the Burrow. Bark in the Burrow. It is a fundraiser for, of course, the Humane Society. It's going to be at Waynesboro Park from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. Let's see, it's $20 plus a bag of dog food, which I'm sure they're giving that to the Humane Society.
Right. You bring $20 and the dog food.
That's right, and they'll have
or cat food.
Or cat food, and they'll have all kinds of things happening at Waynesboro Park that day. Yeah. They'll have vendors, they'll have lots of fun things for you to do. Bring your animals, walk them all around Waynesboro, meet and greet with other people that are bringing their animals as well. A fun, great day, all for the Humane Society. We'd love to see you there.
That's right, all day long, 9
That's
to
right.
4 on that September 28th, right?
That's right.
Saturday. Okay.
Let's head on to our interview, so stay tuned.
In the studio with us today, we're very pleased and long overdue is John Peacock. John, it's great to see you.
Thank you, Wayne. It's good to see you.
Always great to have you with us.
It's good to see you on this side of the camera.
Well, yeah. John is the chairman of the Friends of the Wayne County Veterans Memorial Site. And first of all, thank you again for being with us. We want to talk about that. And in fact, if you look behind us, you actually see part of the presentation, or part of the ceremony from a few days ago.
Yeah.
This took place after an event at Herman Park Center. First of all, John, give us a little background, if you would. Tell us about the Friends of the Wayne Memorial.
Well, the Friends of the Veterans Memorial Site are really an outreach of the Board of Trustees. The Board of Trustees group has been in place, Wayne, since actually 1919, when the idea was first conceived to establish some type of memorial just over there on the corner of William and Walnut Street. So the Board of Trustees have always been the governing body of the site and so forth. No city or county ownership there, which is pretty unique. The Friends are a group that's been established in the last couple of years to be the sort of the boots on the ground. They're the ones who are going to encourage usage of the site, to try and be some docents out there when groups want to come, school groups or scout groups, and show them around. The Friends, it's a new concept, but it's one that I'm thrilled to see the folks that are involved in it now and what we've been able to do.
Right. This site is about, what, a year old now, officially?
It's a couple of years old. They started planning, the trustees began planning shortly after the community building burned in, I think, 2004.
I believe it was.
And of course, as you know, a lot of ideas went back and forth as to what should be there. But I am thrilled with the way it turned out, because the original intent was to establish a memorial for the war dead, for those that had given the ultimate sacrifice. And you know, the community building served a great purpose for a period of time, but in most people's minds, it was anything but a memorial to those that gave the ultimate sacrifice during a time of war.
Right.
You know, it became a sort of a civic center of sorts.
It had a swimming pool?
Yeah, the community, the curb market.
That's right.
Used to meet there years ago, 100 years ago, 40 years ago. But so today, with it, what's come out of the ashes, so to speak, is, in my mind, when you go back and read the original intent, that's what it's all about. What we see there today is really, I think, what was in the hearts and minds of those people that first established this thing.
It's an absolutely beautiful site. In fact, I love telling the story of the day it was dedicated when we were there at the site.
Yeah.
There were some people from all over the state
They sure were.
who came to Goldsboro for the dedication. And I recall hearing one gentleman say that he had been to many of these sites, similar sites across the state, and this was the nicest one he had ever seen. And it's just absolutely beautiful.
Well, I think a lot has to do with our community, Wayne. You know, this is a military community without necessarily it being stamped on us, as you see sometimes with Fayetteville or Jacksonville. But the very soul of this community is the recognition of the service member and what they bring to our community. And you remember at one time, what, 3 of our mayors were former military.
Oh, yes.
So,
Oh, yes.
you know, it's all about, this community is about recognizing the impact of the military.
Oh, yes, indeed. Now, this past Friday at Herman Park Center, there was an event, sort of a salute or
That's right.
or a thank you. Tell us about that.
The purpose of the reception was to first recognize the veterans of World War II and the Korean War. Second, to honor them. And thirdly, to memorialize them. And to memorialize them in a sort of a unique way by capturing their stories of what life was like. And you know, it's really not so much capturing the story of that young 19-year-old that charged San Juan Hill. It's about capturing an era. It's capturing what was in the hearts and minds of those young men when they first heard about Pearl Harbor, when they got their draft notice. What was it like to leave home and get on a ship and go wherever and know that you weren't coming home until it was over? So you only have to open the newspaper to see that we're losing, every week, we're losing veterans throughout the state, of course, but in Wayne County, we're losing veterans every month who fought in World War II, who fought in Korea. And with their loss also goes their story.
You know, that's so true. You often hear of lost tribes of Native Americans who there's only 1 or 2 or 3 remaining or survivors of a tribe. And I can equate it perhaps to that, use the analogy of that. Once they're gone, you don't know the story.
That's right.
Once these wonderful heroes pass away or pass on, then the story, their lives go with them. You don't know what they were thinking, the thoughts they were having while at war or in danger, what was going through their minds when they were away from home, away from their families and their loved ones.
What we saw Friday was 18 men who represent a living history and are willing to share it with us. And I think to a person, they signed up to tell their story.
Yeah. From Herman Park Center, we all more or less ended up over here across the street, across from the courthouse at the Veterans Memorial Site. And I like the idea that there was not necessarily a presentation, or that there was not a speaker. People just came in and looked at the site and looked at the names and looked at the plaques that are on the wall. Those plaques are absolutely beautiful. They're special.
Yes, they are.
Tell us about those plaques.
Those plaques hung in the community building, in the Hall of Honor that was there. And of course, they started initially with the one plaque that recognized those men from World War I who were killed from Wayne County. And over the course of years, a plaque was added to recognize the Korean War vets. A plaque was added then to recognize Vietnam War dead. And so even with that, we've added plaques for some of the various conflicts and so forth. We all thought those were lost when the building burned.
I was going to ask, when the building burned, it was an inferno. I don't know how anything could possibly have been salvaged. Do you know how the plaques were saved?
They're bronze, so of course they were damaged.
Yeah.
But we sent, or the trustees sent them to a facility somewhere out of state, and they were completely restored.
Wow.
To what you see today. So they in themselves have gone through an incredible period of conflict and adversity.
Yes, indeed.
To be where they are today. But you know, another thing, Wayne, that was out there Friday were the young cadets.
Yes.
From the 5 area high schools, who really are that next generation of those who've decided they've agreed to defend our country. And those young men and women that were there, beginning with Cadet Lee, who did the Pledge of Allegiance so wonderfully, and they were there on site, not only posting a walk of honor for those veterans who visited the site and as they entered, but they also were posted at some strategic places just to be there. What was going through their mind had to be, these are the guys that did it 60 years ago, 70 years ago, that stood up for our country. Could that be me one day? I'd love to know what was going on in their hearts.
I think it's, I'm so proud of these young people who are in the junior ROTC and similar organizations who do just make that decision to go into military service. And I think it's wonderful.
There are some great kids, and
oh, yeah.
We've had an opportunity at the meetings we've had as we met to put this whole program together from last Friday. We had an opportunity to meet with the instructors for the ROTC, or junior ROTC programs, and every one of those folks, men and women, that are current instructors, they're veterans. They are folks who retired from service, and now they've stepped forward to bring to mentor that next generation up, and we're fortunate to have them in the school system.
Yes, no question about it. John, we're about out of time.
Thank you,
Let me
Wayne.
ask you about the Friends organization, the Friends of the Veterans Memorial here in Wayne County. Can you use volunteers?
Absolutely. We're all volunteers.
Oh, I know. I realize that. You can use more volunteers. How would someone become a part of the Veterans?
They can contact me. They can probably best contact Betsy at the Office of Travel and Tourism for the city.
Right.
Got a great relationship with the city on this, as we do with the county, thank goodness. Yeah. But to contact Betsy at Travel and Tourism and say, hey, I want to be a part of this, put my name down. All we need is your name, your email address, your phone number, and we'll make certain you get to a meeting.
All right. Excellent. John, thank you so much.
Thanks, Wayne, very much. I appreciate it.
Sure thing. John Peacock, chairman of the Wayne County Veterans Memorial Site, and we appreciate you being here.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome to Wayne Goldsboro Television. Today I have with me Sherry Archibald, the director of the Paramount Theatre, here to share upcoming events that are happening in our theater. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good to be here. Good morning.
It's always good to have you sharing what all is happening, and every month it's crazy how much you all have going on at the Paramount Theatre.
It is, and it's about to get crazier. So the fall is really
that time of year, isn't
just about every weekend something going on. So
that's great, though.
It is. So I hope our patrons will be, and our viewers will be looking at the website, which is goldsboroparamount.com, because it's changing quite often. And as a matter of fact, we're working with our IT department with the city to make some big improvements to our website, and I'm excited about that.
That's something to look forward to.
It is.
So you can go to the website and you can click on what's happening, and it'll give you a calendar so you can see all the events and details about each and every one.
You can, and we're about to change it. It's not going to say what's happening. It's going to say, I think what's playing or something a little different. You'll recognize, obviously.
Yes.
But when you get to that page, it will have more graphics. It will have links to Facebook. It will have links to the artist that's going to be there.
Wonderful.
Or it will have links to the organization that's putting on the performance. So we're really trying to just add to make sure that folks, when they're looking at it, they'll know more about what's about to happen, what to expect when they come to the show.
Right. Sounds great. Well, tell me what we can look forward to in the next few weeks.
Well, we're excited about the second movie coming up in our
Yes.
movie series. This is the second year we've done this. Last year was great. It was fun. It was well received. We had 4 shows. This year, this season, we have 6. African Queen has already taken place.
and
That
it
was in
was great.
August, and it was fun.
So good.
And then September the 24th, we have Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Cloudy with a Chance of
Which-
Meatballs. Well, tell me more about that one.
Well, this animated film is lots of fun for the whole family. I've seen it, of course, at home with the kids, but it's really fun watching this one on the big screen at the Paramount because, of course, meatballs, but there are hamburgers and hot dogs and everything flying in the air, so that'll be...
Is this perfect for young ages as well?
It is, all ages. This is a great
Wonderful.
movie with a wonderful theme, and so definitely come out. We're hoping that we have lots of families coming to see this on September the 24th at 7 p.m. And something that you noticed when you were there for African Queen, we were trying the popcorn.
Yes. Are we still a go with that?
I think we are because I could not believe it. Not one
Wonderful.
kernel was found, and we really want to take care of our auditorium, and so we've kind of tried just a little at a time to see how things are going to go. This is the first time we had popcorn, and people were so
loved it.
considerate. I love it too. I love just the
Yes.
smell when you walk in.
I know, it's so inviting.
So we'll be working on that, especially when we have a big, family group coming. We want to do that for sure. So it is a chance to be able to go in and take treats and candy and
That's
popcorn
right.
and drinks in the auditorium that you don't normally get. We still are not doing that with other performances,
Right.
even our own, but movies, it seemed to be a good fit for us to make
It's
that
just sort
exception.
of a tie, right?
Yeah, so we have that coming up on September the 24th. On the 27th, we have Wayne Community Concerts. They are returning, and they are coming with the Gothard Sisters. Now, this is their opening for their season, and they have 4 shows this year. Wayne Community Concerts has been around for 75 years.
That is amazing.
It is to me, too. I can't believe it. And they do a wonderful job. They bring quality entertainment here for our community to see, but they're the kickoff. So September the 27th at 7:30. You do need to be a member to come to their performances.
Okay.
However, as long as there is room, as long as they have space, they will sell tickets for $20 at the door.
As long as there are some seats available.
And it's extremely affordable. Their membership is $55 a year.
That's
so
for all their shows?
That's for 4 shows.
Wow.
They also have reciprocity, so you can go to other communities and see things that are offered through a community concert organization. I know that they work well with Henderson and New Bern. So those are a
Great.
couple that are very close by that you could go and check out some other shows and still not pay any more. You've just paid that $55.
That is a fantastic deal.
Their website is WayneCommunityConcerts.com,
Okay.
and they have everything listed there. You can ask any questions through their website, but it shows all of the shows in their series too.
Great.
So that is September the 27th and the 28th. I'm very excited about this. It's the first show with United Nations Comedy Tour.
Oh, yes. I've heard about this.
Yes, this is a gentleman actually out of Charlottesville, Virginia, who partners closely with the Paramount Theatre there. Is bringing a group of comedians, and he's bringing 3. One is Coco Brown. That's just one of the names that I recognize right off the bat, and I think that our viewers will as well. But he is bringing 3 comedians for that evening, September the 28th at 8 p.m. But the exciting thing is he's really expressed a strong interest in partnering with our community to bring more and more performances. He's already booked a date in October for what he calls the Clean Comedy Tour. So he's got a lot of contacts. He does different types of performances, not just comedy. He's just wanting to start with comedy and find out more about the demographics and about our
Right.
community.
And what we're wanting and needing.
Exactly. So that is just one more way that we can have professional touring comedians and
Absolutely.
artists to participate right from our stage. So,
And for us, it's so convenient.
oh, it
You know,
is.
these artists are coming from all over the world, and they're coming to the Paramount, and we just have to get in our car and get there.
And travel, yes, 2 miles, 5 miles,
Exactly.
10 miles instead of driving all the way to Raleigh or to Wilmington.
That's right.
So it's a wonderful opportunity for our community, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
So that's coming up on
So
the 28th.
instead of me hearing you talk about things that are happening every weekend, we're hearing almost every night.
Yes.
Something is happening at the
And
Paramount.
that is a definite when we start getting into the fall. Some of our local performing art groups, they put on events that typically last Friday through
Right.
Sunday, so they might be there the whole weekend. However, a week to 2 weeks prior to, they're preparing. So our theater is booked every day, even if there's not an event in there.
Right, right.
So it's been staying very busy. So I am very excited about that. That takes us through to September, and then October, the first weekend in October, we have Project Reclaim.
Now, what is
which
that?
that is a ministry through Arts Company, and she has put that on several times. But basically, on the Friday night, October the 3rd, she has a performance that's very much like a recital. They have already prepared; they're going to put on a show. But on Saturday, all day, they have a conference. And they have different types of things that they're practicing with, and they're learning different types of dance. Maybe in one room they're doing a type of art. So they do visual art, they do performing arts, and so they'll be all over the theater, and there'll be like different sessions that you can participate in. Arts Company, of course, is in Faison, and so they come and utilize the theater here. We love having them.
Yes.
So they'll be here the first weekend.
So now how can the community be a part of that?
They can contact Arts Company, and you can also look on their website at Project Reclaim Ministries and
Wonderful.
find out more about what's going on there and how you can participate.
Great.
So one more thing in October, we also have in mid-October on the 14th, it is October 12th, we have
12th, okay.
the Wayne County Fire Princess Pageant.
Oh, yes.
Now, I want to mention that because you know, we have lots of different pageants, and the directors work very hard to get very talented
Right.
And very driven young ladies to come and show their talent, raise funds, scholarships. This one is always so much fun.
Well, it's all girls from our community.
Yes. Well, and you know, while they're all very talented, I think they work hard at having a good time.
Yes.
It's a lot of camaraderie. So that's an event that whether you know someone in it or not, you're going to have a good time seeing that performance, and it's very affordable to come and watch.
And that's when now?
That is October the 12th.
October the 12th.
Those tickets will be available likely at the Paramount once again as well.
Okay,
so.
great. Well, you've heard about all these different events that are taking place in late September and all the entire month of October. But to find out more about that, you can go to the Paramount's website, which is
GoldsboroParamount.com.
GoldsboroParamount.com. You can find out details. You can find out specifics on tickets. You can listen to some of the musicians and some of the artists that are going to be performing at the Paramount Theatre and find out a lot more details. We'd love to see you there. Take advantage of the Paramount Theatre right here in downtown Goldsboro. Thank you, and we're back on Wayne Goldsboro Television, WGTV Today.
I can't get it past you.
What's
because
that?
At the last minute, when producer says, you know, or start, at the last second, I always wait till the last second and say, you take it.
Do it, Kim.
Do it, Kim.
Take it.
All right.
That's all
And
right.
you don't miss a beat.
That's
you just,
all right.
You just, that's a way to go. All right, let's see what else we have here. Yeah, you had mentioned earlier today about the fair. The fair
This
starts this
Thursday.
Thursday, day after tomorrow.
2 more days.
Oh boy, and it's as big as it could possibly be. And of course, we talked to Eddie Pitzer about it, and it's just a great big event here in Wayne County.
Well, you know, people really look forward to this all year long.
Yeah.
Our fair here in our community is well run. They keep it clean. They have a lot to choose from. It gets bigger and nicer and more interesting every year. Things that we can do locally. We can, you know, put things together and be a part of contests. We can, our children can be a part of contests. We as adults can. We can also go and just see a lot of agriculture and a lot of livestock, ride rides, eat good food, interesting food, I might add, some of it. So it's always just a fun time to see people you haven't seen, or that's what I've experienced.
Yeah.
People you haven't seen in a year.
I'll
You'll
tell you,
run into them at the fair.
It's one of the biggest, finest, most award-winning, and safest fairs in the country. Eddie Pitzer, of course, reminds us, well, he doesn't remind us, I remind him that he has won, this particular fair has won so many awards that people travel from around North Carolina to this county to see our fair and how well it's run. A lot of the grounds are paved out there, so
That is
you don't
so
have
nice.
to deal with the dust. And
That's
you don't-
changed through the years.
Yeah, it has. It's just great out there. They're washing stations, so you can wash your hands out there. It's just they're very clean. It's very safe out there, and of course there's a security out there. You don't have to worry about any of that. It's just a great fair, and I do hope you're able to go to the fair this year. It's 10 full days of fair.
Nice.
All right. Just a couple more little bit of information about food here. Food trivia. Let's see now. The 57 on the Heinz ketchup bottle represents the number of pickle types the company once had.
Really?
I didn't know there were
I
so
didn't
many
know that
pickle
either.
types. How about that? Instead of 57 different, you know, they said 57 varieties of pickles. Okay. And let's see. Every time you lick a stamp, this is under food now.
Yes. Uh-oh.
You consume 1/10 of a calorie. So
When you lick a stamp.
that's right. When you lick a
That's
stamp,
crazy.
that's 1/10 of a calorie. So if you lick 10 stamps, you have absorbed an entire calorie.
Wow.
Get on that treadmill.
I'm telling you,
I
work it
know.
off.
Yeah, go to it.
What'd you have for lunch, Stamps?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
All right.
Also, this Friday, we want to remind you or let you know if you haven't heard about, we want you to shop the block. The Downtown Goldsboro Development Corporation every now and again holds something called Shop the Block, and that's where you meet at Cornerstone Commons. You shop all across the blocks downtown Goldsboro, and fun things are given away during that period of time on
Oh,
Shop
boy.
the Block.
Shop the Block.
Oh yeah, free downtown dollars are given away. You can register at certain stores downtown that are participating in prizes and giveaways. If you want to find out more about it, visit dgdc.org. That's Downtown Goldsboro Development Corporation. You can find out more. That's this Friday, September the 27th.
All right.
Shop the Block.
All right. Friday, September 27th, as you mentioned, we're going to switch feet.
Switch feet.
Well, I used to try that, but I kept putting the wrong shoe on the left anyway.
That's a shame.
And that I couldn't walk in there. Anyway, Switchfoot coming to Mount Olive College, general admission, and whether you're a general or not, it still costs you $20. That's you can get more information by going to moc.edu/fallfest. It's at the George and Annie Dale Carnegie Arena. That's on September 27th. The very popular Switchfoot is coming to Mount Olive.
They're expecting big crowds, so if you haven't gotten your ticket, you may want to get on it immediately, moc.edu.
That's exactly right. All right.
That's all for today, I
That's
believe.
it. Who's on tomorrow's program?
Tomorrow, let's see who we have.
We have
Someone here talking about the Wayne Regional Agricultural Fair.
Eddie Pitzer's going to be with us tomorrow. Oh, boy.
We have Sarah Merritt here. She's always such a good sport and comes to talk about the Arts Council of Wayne County.
Oh, yeah.
And someone is going to be our special reader of the week from Wayne County Public Library.
Exactly.
There you go. That's tomorrow's show. We'd love to see you there.
So until tomorrow, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kim Best, and this is what's happening in your community.